Good evening, everyone. You're tuned into Emo Nightly News, every moment online. Here are the headlines from tonight's stories. Dominica Hospitals Authority explores healthcare partnership with U.S. team. Bath Estate Silver Lake Road project advancing with strong community impact. CCJ hosts first ever judicial retreat in Trinidad. Israel claims killing of senior Iranian officials amid ongoing conflict. Dominica names co-captains for upcoming CONCACAF friendlies. And Pakistan's Salman Ali Agha reprimanded for code of conduct breach. Details of these stories and more coming up next. Stay with us.
Welcome to Antigua. These people have no behavior. They have no behavior. Welcome to Antigua. Clear out how you know it's danger. How you know it's danger. When it comes to mass inwardly.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm your presenter, Rick Francis, and this is the news broadcast for the 17th of March, 2026. First up in local news. The Dominica Hospitals Authority is strengthening international collaboration efforts following a recent visit by U.S. officials and military personnel. Last week, CEO Dr. Kenneth Daru welcomed U.S. Army Civil Affairs soldiers assigned to the U.S. Embassy Bridgetown Military Liaison Group, along with the U.S. Embassy Bridgetown Country Officer for Dominica. The engagement included a meeting to discuss potential areas of cooperation, followed by a site visit to the Dominica-China Friendship Hospital. Dr. Daru expressed appreciation for the visit and optimism about future partnerships aimed at enhancing healthcare capacity and improving emergency preparedness across the island. Team Chief Captain Trey Smart highlighted the importance of such engagements, noting that they provide an opportunity to better understand local capabilities and identify meaningful areas for collaboration with Dominican healthcare professionals. U.S. Embassy Bridgetown Country Officer for Dominica, Brett Hernandez, also expressed gratitude for the warm reception, emphasizing the shared commitment to advancing healthcare services for the people of Dominica through continued partnership. And finally, in local news, Parliamentary Representative for the Roseau Central Constituency, Honorable Shakira Lokat Hippolyte, also expressed satisfaction with the progress of Bath Estate Silver Lake Road Realignment Project Phase 1, currently underway. During a recent site visit, the parliamentary representative highlighted that the EC 6.6 million project is focused on improving road safety and access for residents of Bath Estate, Elmshaw, Silver Lake, and surrounding communities. Honorable Lokat Hippolyte noted that the project is being executed by a local contractor, using locally sourced materials, emphasizing the positive economic impact. She also commended ACE Engineering for employing local workers, providing job opportunities within the community. Describing the quality of work as impressive, she praised the contractor for the progress made so far and expressed anticipation for Phase 2 of the project. Additionally, the parliamentary representative voiced hope that the continued development will lead to further community benefits, including the establishment of a playing field for residents of Silver Lake. And that's all for local news this evening. Stay tuned for regional news coming up next. And now for regional news. Officials from the Ministries of Finance, Trade, Customs, and other key agencies across 7 ECCB participating governments are currently in St. Kitts and Nevis for a 2-day workshop focused on fuel pricing mechanisms. The workshop, hosted at the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank ECCB headquarters, is being facilitated by a team from the International Monetary Fund, IMF. Discussions are centered on understanding the main factors that influence fuel costs and examining potential reforms to existing pricing formulas. The sessions also aim to provide participants with deeper insight into the fuel import market while promoting more transparent, efficient, and sustainable approaches to fuel pricing across the region. Also in regional news, from March 7 to 9, 2026, the Caribbean Court of Justice, CCJ, hosted its first ever judicial retreat in Salibia, Toco, Trinidad, bringing together members of the court's full bench for high-level discussions. The retreat was led by CCJ President, the Honorable Mr. Justice Winston Anderson, and included 2 distinguished guest jurists, Professor Alan Patterson of Edinburgh University in the United Kingdom and Justice Mahmoud Jamal of the Supreme Court of Canada. During the sessions, participants engaged in in-depth discussions on the court's judicial decision-making processes, drawing on comparative practices and procedures from other jurisdictions. The retreat provided a valuable platform for the exchange of ideas aimed at strengthening the effectiveness and consistency of judicial rulings. Those in attendance included Justices Maureen Rajnath Lee, Denise Barrow, Chantal Onanawu, Chile Ibu Osuji, Arif Bolkan, and Peter Jamada, along with the invited guests. Also in regional news, the Royal St. Lucia Police Force has marked the successful completion of a boat interception course with a closing ceremony held in Soufriere, following training conducted from March 9 to 13, 2026. 10 officers from the Police Marine Unit participated in the program, receiving specialized instruction in advanced boat interception techniques. The training was delivered by facilitators from the Gendarmerie in Martinique and aimed at strengthening the officers' ability to effectively respond to maritime security threats and carry out safe, efficient vessel interceptions. The Royal St. Lucia Police Force has expressed sincere appreciation to the Embassy of France for facilitating the initiative. Thanks were also extended to the St. Lucia Hotel and Tourism Association, the Soufriere Regional Development Foundation, and hospitality partners, including Fond de Eco Resort, Stonefield Resort, and Anne's Chassonnet Resort for their support in ensuring the program's success. And finally, in regional news, entrepreneurs from across the region gathered on Thursday, March 12, 2026, as the Antigua and Barbuda Chamber of Commerce and Industry hosted participants of the 6th edition of the Caribbean Business Cruise at the Multipurpose Cultural and Exhibition Center. The event brought together business representatives from Guadeloupe and local companies operating in a wide range of sectors, including water sanitation, IT solutions, transportation, food distribution, tourism, event planning, crafts, and coaching. The engagement created meaningful opportunities for networking, collaboration, and the development of new regional trade partnerships. The Caribbean Business Cruise, which previously made stops in St. Martin and the British Virgin Islands, continues to promote stronger economic connections across the Caribbean. This latest engagement marks the 3rd time in recent weeks that the Chamber has hosted the initiative, reinforcing its commitment to expanding opportunities for its members and the wider business community. And that's all for regional news this evening. Stay tuned for international news coming up next.
Blast Gaming presents its biggest job whatever. Blast Mystery Progressive. I'm so excited. I can't hide it. In you blast up and rising. And I like it. It going up and up and up and up and up. Blast up and up and up and up and up and up.
Play selected games to win in the Blast Mystery Progressive. Pick until you match 3 gems and win one of the 5 cash jackpots. Or you can blast up with the Mystery Progressive jackpot.
It going up and up and up and up and up. Blast up and up and up. Blast Gaming.
And now for international news. Israel has claimed that 2 high-ranking Iranian officials, Ali Larijani and Gholam Soleimani, have been killed in what could mark a significant escalation in the ongoing conflict. However, Iranian authorities have not confirmed or denied the claims. Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz announced on Tuesday that Larijani, who serves as Secretary of Iran's Supreme National Security Council, was killed. He also claimed that Gholam Soleimani, commander of Iran's Basij militia, was among those targeted. If confirmed, Larijani would be one of the most senior figures reportedly killed since the start of the war on February 28, when United States and Israeli strikes allegedly resulted in the death of former Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei and members of his family. Despite the claims, uncertainty remains. Iranian state media recently published a handwritten note attributed to Larijani, though it is unclear whether this was intended as proof that he is still alive. Larijani, a prominent figure in Iranian politics, has held several key roles, including leading nuclear negotiations with Western nations and serving as Speaker of Parliament. He was last seen publicly attending an Al-Quds Day rally in Tehran alongside President Masoud Pezeshkian. Meanwhile, Israeli officials have indicated that military operations are continuing, targeting Iran's strategic infrastructure. Analysts note that while such high-profile killings, if verified, will represent a strategic victory for Israel, they are unlikely to immediately destabilize Iran's governing structure. The situation remains fluid, with reports of ongoing strikes across multiple Iranian cities. And finally, passengers traveling through Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport faced significant disruptions early Tuesday morning, with long TSA lines, widespread delays, and a high number of flight cancellations. According to real-time flight trafficking data, more than 130 flights were delayed and nearly 170 cancellations were recorded, creating frustration for travelers at the world's busiest airport. A temporary ground stop was issued for some incoming flights on Tuesday morning, but was lifted after about an hour. The disruption followed a similar situation on Monday evening, when inbound flights were briefly restricted as part of an air traffic management program requested by Delta Airlines in coordination with the Federal Aviation Administration. Travel challenges have been compounded by a combination of factors, including inclement weather and partial U.S. government shutdown, which has impacted staffing levels at both TSA checkpoints and air traffic control operations. Passengers also reported difficulties accessing wait time information as the airport's online system for tracking TSA lines experienced outages. Authorities are advising travelers to arrive at least 3 hours before their scheduled departure times as delays continue. Meanwhile, TSA workers, many of whom are continuing to work without clarity on their pay due to the shutdown, have expressed growing concerns, adding to the strain on airport operations. And that's all for international news this evening. Stay tuned for the sports segment coming up next.
Don't forget, today we have funeral, we have functions. Make sure you're on time.
Always on time, eh?
You're always on time. Make sure. All right. Papa Met, look, I just received a message from National Bank asking me to regain access to my account. Look at a message that your account has been placed on hold due to an unusual activity. Let me click that link.
How many times NBD has to say that they will never ever send links via text message to regain access to account or to restore account or to do anything with account?
So National Bank that sent it, I believe it. I just click in.
Emo, if you are not sure, it's better if you call National Bank at 255-2300 or email them at customersupport@nbd.dm.
Papa Met, little again I lose all the little money I save up from my account.
And you'd find money to pay me.
Yeah, I tell you, I almost click link and almost lose my money. You're talking about I hope I have money to pay you. Let's go, eh?
All I know is don't click any link. Call NBD instead.
So let us know our business.
And now for the sports segment. The Dominica men's senior national football team has announced its captains ahead of the upcoming CONCACAF friendly series set for the next week in the Dominican Republic. Odell Laville and Javid J.J. George have both been appointed as team captains, a move expected to bring strong leadership and experience to the squad. Dominica is scheduled to face Guyana and Dutch St. Martin in 2 international friendly matches beginning March 27. The announcement was made during a training session on Monday night as preparations continue for the highly anticipated fixtures. The team remains focused as they gear up for competitive action on the regional stage. Bangladesh captain Mehdi Hassan Miraz has praised fast bowlers Taskin Ahmad, Mustafiza Rahman and Nahid Rana for leading the team to a 2-1 ODI series victory over Pakistan. Taskin delivered a match-winning performance in the decider with 4 crucial wickets, helping to dismantle Pakistan's top order early. Nahid Rana, who claimed a 5-wicket haul in the opening match, was named player of the series, while Mustafiza Rahman provided key breakthroughs at critical moments. Miraz emphasized that striking with the same bowling attack throughout the series provided effective, noting that their consistency gave Bangladesh more chances to win matches. He added that the team remains focused on securing vital ranking points as they push for qualification to the 2027 ICC Cricket World Cup. Finally, in the sports segment, Pakistan batter Salman Ali Agha has been officially reprimanded for breaching Level 1 of the ICC Code of Conduct during the second ODI against Bangladesh in Dhaka on March 14, 2026. Agha was found guilty of violating Article 2.2, which relates to the abuse of cricket equipment during an international match. The incident occurred in the 39th over of Pakistan's innings when, after being run out, he threw his gloves and helmet to the ground in frustration. As a result, Agha received an official reprimand and 1 demerit point, marking his first offense within a 24-month period. He admitted to the breach and accepted the sanction proposed by match referee Nehemiah Rashid Rahul, eliminating the need for a formal hearing. Level 1 offenses carry penalties ranging from a reprimand to a fine of up to 50% of a player's match fee, along with 1 or 2 demerit points. And that's all for the sports segment. Stay tuned for the weather report coming up next. Here is your latest weather update from the Dominica Met Office. Breezy and slightly hazy conditions are expected to persist across the island with a few scattered showers. Gusty winds may impact elevated and exposed areas. Winds are forecast to blow from the east-northeast to east at speeds of 20 to 40 kilometers per hour, with occasional higher gusts. Sea conditions are expected to be moderate to rough, with wave heights ranging between 2.0 and 3.0 meters, or approximately 7 to 10 feet. A small craft advisory and a high surf advisory remains in effect. Small craft operators and sea bathers are strongly advised to stay out of the waters along the eastern coastline. Additionally, residents in coastal communities should remain alert for strong breaking waves. Authorities are also encouraging the public to secure any loose outdoor items, as gusty winds could pose a hazard. Stay tuned for further updates, and as usual, stay safe, stay informed. And this brings us to the end of tonight's news broadcast for the 17th of March 2026. I'm your presenter, Rick Francis. On behalf of the entire newscast, we say thank you for viewing. This is EmoNightly News, every moment online. Good night.